Hey everyone, it's Casey Nicole, and today we're going to go through a full lead Vinyasa flow class, and we're going to put strong emphasis on the lower body. Lots into the hips, lots into the legs. We're going to be doing some opening, but we're also going to be doing a lot of strengthening as well. I would recommend having 2 blocks and a strap available, and we're going to start off in a comfortable cross-legged seated position. So make your way here. Hands rest down onto your lap. Close your eyes and just let your body kind of shift, move, fidget, get all that little bits of residual energy surfaced so that we can start to release and let go. Once you feel yourself becoming a little more still, find your way into a nice lifted spine, drawing all the way through the crown of the head, but equally rooting down to your sit bones. Lift your shoulders, draw them back, and gently release them down away from your ears. And just take a moment to internally scan over your body. Notice how you're feeling today on a physical level. Notice how you're feeling on an energetic level. Notice how you're feeling mentally, emotionally, or even spiritually. Whatever resonates with you here, I just want you to start to connect with all the pieces and parts of yourself. We're going to establish a little bit of breath together here. Exhale, let everything go. Through the nose, take a mindful breath in. Open up your belly, open up your rib cage, lift the breath high up into your chest and shoulders. Holding here, stretch your body open in all directions. And then open up your mouth and exhale, let it all the way out. Again, slow inhale, fill up into the belly, the rib cage, all the way up into your chest and shoulders, and let yourself hold here at the very top. And then open up your mouth and let it go. Now one more, but we'll keep the breath through the nose the whole way. Inhaling, slowly expand it from the bottom, all the way out around the sides and up, holding at the top. And then through the nose, exhale, slowly empty out from the top, all the way back down to the bottom. Now relax effort over your breath just a little bit here and let it find its natural pace and rhythm. We're going to come into Ujjayi breath. So lightly constrict your airway, giving the breath a more audible sound like an ocean wave crashing. You're breathing in and out of your nose, but the breath passes down the back of your throat like the sensation of fogging up a mirror. But then when you close your mouth, you can feel that same sensation. We're going to maintain this breath through the entirety of this practice. Give yourself just a couple more here. Keeping the eyes closed, join your hands together at your heart center and just take a moment to set an intention to guide you through practice today. Whatever that is, maybe it's something to work on or work through. Or if you want to set an affirmation for practice or dedicate it to someone else, you can do that as well. Open up your eyes whenever you're ready. We're going to go through some seated cat-cow motions. So let's take the hands, cup them over the knees. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, round your back, tuck your chin, tuck your tail. Curl your spine here. Inhale, scoop your heart forward and up. Lift up through your chest, lift up through your sit bones, draw open through your rib cage. Exhale, rounding your back again, flexion into the spine, chin to your chest, tail wraps under. Inhale, extend, lifting through the chest, open up the ribs, sit bones pull back. Find that extension through the entirety of your back. And just take a few more on your own. Move at your own pace. Really try to link up with the length of your breath and add in any other little variants here that might help you to feel more connected, or it just feels good. I want you to always choose what feels good for you. One more full round of breath. And then make your way back into a nice neutral shape, and we'll set up for some twists. Arms reach up, take a deep breath in, lift your spine as tall as you can. Exhale, twist to the right side. Take the left hand to cup over your right knee, and the right fingertips set to the ground right behind your hips. Keep weight in your hips, not your hand. Lift your spine, take a deep breath in. Keep the length of your back. As you exhale, twist yourself open to the right side, mostly through your ribs and chest. Couple more breaths here. Lift taller on your inhale and twist deeper on your exhale. You can even look back over your right shoulder if it feels okay on your neck. One more breath. Inhale, come back to center. Reach your arms up high over your head. And then exhale, twist to the left side. Right hand connects to your left knee and the left fingertips to the ground right behind the hips. Once again, weight stays in the hips as you lift up taller on your inhale. Keep the lower back nice and lifted. Exhale, twisting yourself open to that left side. Few more here, lifting taller on the breath in. Maintain the length that you've created. And then exhale, twisting more through your ribs and chest. Maybe look back over the left shoulder. Continue on your own here. One more deep breath. Inhale, come back to center. Reach both arms high over your head. Lift your spine. Big morning stretch. You're going to bend your elbows, pull them back as you open up your chest, and feel the arms gently sweep down to your sides. Roll the shoulders forward and up. And exhale, roll them all the way back and down. We're going to take the legs and we're going to extend them out into a wide straddled position. If the tail is curled over or under, you can sit up onto a block to prop the hips up a little higher if that helps. You can also drop your hands back and work on lengthening your spine as though you're trying to reach out from the pelvis. Eventually, the pelvis might be able to walk back a little bit through the sit bones to become more neutral. Okay. If this is just too much to stretch like here, you can always come down onto your back and just split your legs into a wide candlestick. We won't necessarily be able to go into some of the other variations from here, but do what you can. That's always enough. If your pelvis is nice and upright, fingers to the ground in front of you, lift your spine on an inhale, and then exhale, hinging forward, hinging at the pelvis, not rounding at the back. And as you walk forward, just feel into it and just start to sway side to side. I want you to take big sways here. So maybe when you sway to the left, you even walk your hands a little to the left leg and then sway yourself all the way back through center and then to the right side and just kind of follow with your hands. Couple more rounds of breath. And as you come back to center, reach out a little bit longer. Feel your chest reaching away from your hips. Sit bones are pulling back as much as you can. And then slowly start to walk the hands all the way back up. So from here, we're going to bend the left knee and just bring the left foot in towards the hips. But we're going to keep the right leg out nice and wide. Right hand to the inside of the right leg. And I'm going to turn towards you just so you have better visual. Right hand inside of the right leg. You can either just use the hand or you can even slide in a little bit to the inner forearm or even dropping the elbow. I like to stay up high initially so I can have space. Now, once the arm drops down, I'm going to push the arm into the leg to open up my ribs and chest. Left arm reaches up. And then from here, I'm going to walk the hand down the leg, maybe bend the elbow more as I stretch high overhead, getting nice length into my left side body. Try not to let the top shoulder roll over. Feel your bottom ribs trying to spin up towards the ceiling. One more breath here. Inhale, come all the way up. Reach both arms high over your head. Now I'm going to turn. You're going to take your left hand. You're going to drop it down to the ground right behind you. But this time I want you to lean back into the hand so you have it as a nice anchor and a base. Right hand reaches up. And then you're going to press up through your chest. Stay here. Or press onto the front knee and foot and lift your hips. Find more of that back bend shape. Getting a nice opening through the front of the hips. One more breath here. And then slowly bring it all the way back down. Now let's take the left leg, extend it back out into that wide straddled position. And then we're going to bend the right knee and bring the foot in. I'll once again turn towards you so you can see nice and clearly. Left hand drops to the inside of the left leg. Maybe walk it down a little bit, maybe bend the elbow a little bit. Press the hand into the leg, open up the ribs and chest. Right arm reaches up nice and tall. Now, as you stretch up high through your fingertips, then you can walk yourself in a little deeper as you stretch that right arm overhead, over to that left side, breathing into your right side body, and try to turn your chest towards the ceiling slightly to intensify. One more breath. Inhale, come all the way up, reach both arms high. Right hand sets down to the ground behind you. Lean back into it and then lift up through your chest. Stay here or press into the front knee and foot and lift yourself up. Another breath. Slowly come all the way back down. And as you sit up, stretch both legs long in front of you and just go ahead and shake them out a little bit here. Okay, just a little bit of opening into the shoulders. Cross the legs, sit the spine up nice and tall. Interlace the fingers in front of you and flip the palms down and all the way out in front of you. Take a breath in. And then exhale, press and round your upper back and shoulders. Inhale, pull the shoulder blades back. Imagine them retracting towards each other. And then exhale, press and round. Inhale, arms over your head. Reach the shoulders up towards the ears as high as you can. And exhale, relax your shoulders a little bit. One more time. Inhale, lift them up. Exhale, relax them down. Bend your elbows, pull the elbows back, and gently release your fingertips as the arms pull all the way down to your sides. Roll the shoulders forward and up. And then exhale, roll them all the way back and down. Let's make our way onto all fours. Coming into tabletop position, you can either sweep your legs around to the side or rock over your knees and uncross your legs. From your tabletop position, shoulders over wrists, hips over the knees, tuck the toes, and just lift the hips up and back into your version of downward facing dog. Find the right positioning between your hands and feet, and just start to pedal out the legs a little bit here, bending and straightening. Really try to send the hips up and back so you can take a generous bend into the knees to create more length into your lower spine as it reaches up and pulls back. Couple more breaths here. Open up the shoulders wide across the back. One more breath. Now inhale, come high up onto the toes. Exhale, look towards the hands and walk your way into a forward fold, standing at the top of the mat. Separate your feet about width of the hips. Nice soft bend into the knees. Let your head drop heavy. Your hands can either fall down. They can grab opposite elbows. You can sway side to side, or you can even grab the backs of the legs and hug in. It all depends on what feels best for you and your body here. So just take a couple more breaths in whatever variation that is. Now, as you come back to center, release your arms. Halfway lift, inhale, lengthen your spine. Really draw the heart forward. Bend the knees as generously as you'd like. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. Inhale, with a flat back, come all the way up to standing. Reach up nice and tall and join your hands down together at your heart center. We're going to go through a nice slow sun salutation to start getting a little bit of that breath and motion connection. Inhale, arms reach up tall. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen the spine. Exhale, plant the hands, step into plank position, and we'll spend a couple breaths here in this plank. You can always drop the knees into a more modified plank. Otherwise, stay up on the toes. If you want little movements, take little movements, just a couple breaths, feeling a little more core connection. Start to shift some weight forward, option to drop the knees. Exhale, come all the way down to the ground, elbows bend in towards the sides as you lower belly and chest at the same time. Untuck your toes, ground through your feet, 3 rounds of cobra. Take it nice and easy. Inhale, lift up through your heart. Exhale, right back down. 2 more. Inhale, lift. Maybe come up a little higher, maybe not. Exhale, right back down. Inhale, lift up into whatever variation feels good for you here. Open up across the chest, shoulders away from the ears, legs are nice and active. 1 more deep breath in. And exhale, come back onto the knees, tuck the toes, downward facing dog, lift the hips up and back. Nice. So we just went through our Vinyasa sequence, which took us from that high plank down into a low plank, lifted our heart into our back bend, and then made our way into downward dog. Let's just take 1 more breath here in this downward dog before we keep it flowing. Inhale, come up onto the toes. Exhale, looking forward, step or hop, come to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, breath in, draw the heart forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come to standing, flat back, come all the way up, reaching tall. And then join the hands together at heart center. We're going to do the same thing, but we're going to flow 1 breath, 1 motion. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, go through your vinyasa. As you step back, go from high plank to low, either lowering halfway down or all the way down, chaturanga. You can be on your knees here. Inhale, lift up through your heart, find your back bend, cobra or upward dog. And exhale to complete the vinyasa. We'll meet in downward dog. You can always skip that sequence and just come straight here to downward dog at any point, or feel free to take child's pose by just dropping the knees, sinking the hips towards the heels, and relaxing. Make this practice your own. Otherwise, let's just take a couple more breaths in this downward dog. You can continue to move in the posture, or you can settle into more stillness. It's up to you. 1 more breath in to prepare. And exhale completely, look forward, step or hop, come to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, breath in. Forward fold, breath out. Inhale, come to standing. Reaching up nice and tall. Join the hands together, heart center. We're going to go through that 1 more time. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Go through your vinyasa at your own pace, with or without the knees, your variations, and we'll meet in downward dog. Once you're in your downward dog, we're just going to spend a few breaths, or in child's pose if you prefer. One more deep breath in, prepare. And exhale, look forward, step or hop, top of the mat. Halfway lift, breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come to standing. Reach up tall. Open up your chest. Take your hands together, heart center. We're going to go through a sun salutation B, working the first one a little bit more slowly. Step the feet as closely together as you can. Bend into the knees. Inhale, chair pose. Drop the hips, reach up through the arms. Hold here. Sit back into your chair. Spine up, ribs in, core engaged. One more deep inhale. And then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Lengthen the spine. Exhale, plant the hands, step or hop back. Go through your vinyasa or straight to downward facing dog if you prefer. Remember, rest is always an option. Once you're in downward dog, step the feet together. Inhale your right leg up. And then open up the hip, bend into the knee. Try to stack the hips as best as you can. And spend a breath or two here, just moving in any way that helps you to open up the hips. Find length into the legs. Find length into the spine. Then inhale, straighten out the leg. Square the hips. Take a big step forward between your hands. Give yourself a moment to set up. Feet separate like railroad tracks, hips width apart. Back foot 45-degree angle, setting the heel, squaring the hips forward. Inhale, rise, warrior one. Now, as I come up for warrior one, let's settle here for a couple breaths. Hips are squared, bending into the front knee. Back leg is straight, strong, reaching all the way through the heel. Belly button hugs up and in, ribs in, arms up, shoulders relaxed. Gaze beyond the tip of the nose. Let's take another deep breath in. Exhale, hands down to the ground. Step back and take your vinyasa. We'll meet in downward dog. We'll do the other side, stepping the feet together. Inhale your left leg up. Open up the hip, bend the knee. And once again, just spend a few breaths here, moving as you please, giving ourselves some space to create more opening in the body. And then inhale, straighten the legs, square the hips. And exhale, take a big step forward between the hands. Separate railroad tracks, hips width apart, back foot, 45-degree angle as you set the heel down. Inhale, rise, warrior one. Coming up nice and strong, try to square the hips forward. You can adjust the back foot if you need to. Sink in, feel your core engage. Soften the muscles in your face. Connect with your breath. One more inhale. And exhale, hands down. Step back. Go through your vinyasa. And then once you get to your downward dog, spend a few breaths here or a few breaths in child's pose. It's entirely up to you. Feel free to open up your mouth and let go of some trapped heat if necessary. One more breath in. Exhale, look forward, step or hop, front of the mat, feet together. Halfway lift, breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Bend into the knees. Inhale, chair pose, hips down, arms up, sink back into that chair. Hold here, another extra breath. Now we're going to go right to our flow. So from here, take a breath in and exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, breath in. Go through your vinyasa. We'll meet in downward facing dog to prepare for our first flow. Now, once you're in downward dog, inhale, right leg up. Open up the hip, bend the knee. Then inhale, straighten out the legs, square the hips, and exhale, take a big step forward between the hands. Back foot 45, inhale, rise, warrior one. Now, as you come up this time, we're going to lift the front heel off the ground while sinking into the front leg. Deep breath here. Strong legs. One more breath in. And exhale, set the heel down, open up the hips, open up the back foot 90 degrees, maybe separate your feet wider apart. Warrior two, gazing over the front middle finger. Hips are nice and neutral, sinking into the front leg, rolling the front thigh open. 2 more strong breaths here. Flip your front palm. Keep your lower body as it is. Inhale, reverse your warrior, reaching up and back. Your back hand can always rest at your back leg or wrap around your lower back. Reverse warrior, 1 more breath. Inhale up, warrior two. Sink in a little deeper on your exhale. Now inhale, straighten out the front leg. Pivot your right toes to face the side of the mat. Now with your feet facing the side, turn your toes slightly away from each other, just a little bit, just to open up the hips. Hands together at heart center. You're going to bend into your right knee. Stay in your strength. Sink in as deeply as you can without collapsing into your joints. Active range of motion. Doesn't matter how far you go. Maybe you move a little, maybe you move a lot. 1 more breath in. Now lower your hands down to the ground and try to lower your hips down as low as you can. That's the difference between strength and flexibility. Maybe it's a big difference, maybe it's a little difference. Either way, we're trying to bridge that gap. If you don't sink down really low, you can stay up high. That's okay. But just give yourself another breath or two and just feel into this opening, especially on that inner left hip and groin. Now press your hands, bring your hips to center, feet parallel to each other. Long spine, inhale. And exhale, forward fold. Hands can stay underneath you. Maybe they walk back behind you. Just 1 extra breath here. Inhale, long spine. Walk your hands under the face. And now walk your hands around to the front of the mat. Pivot your feet around to the front. And then step forward, bring your feet together. Halfway lift, breath in. Forward fold, breath out. Bend into the knees. Inhale, chair pose. Hips down, arms reach up, and just settle in here. If it's too much on the shoulders, hands can come to heart center. Sit back, tail reaches down, ribs in. 1 more breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, breath in. Go through your vinyasa or go straight to downward facing dog. And then we'll do the other side. Step the feet together. Inhale, left leg up. Open up the hip, bend the knee. Inhale, straighten out the legs, square the hips. Exhale, take a big step forward, knee over the ankle. Separate your feet, back foot 45. Inhale, rise, warrior one. As you come up into warrior one, start to lift your front heel away from the ground as much as you can. Strong, active core. Smooth out the breath. 1 more inhale. Exhale, set the heel, open up the hips, take the back foot, open it up wider if needed, 90 degrees. Warrior two, reach the arms forward and back, sink into the front leg, back leg is straight. Roll the front thigh open, gaze over the front middle finger. 2 more strong breaths. Flip your front palm. Inhale, reverse your warrior, just reaching up and back while still bending into the front leg. Back hand to your variation. 1 more breath. Inhale up, warrior two. Exhale, sink a little deeper. Inhale, straighten out the front leg, pivot the toes to the side of the mat. Heels in, toes slightly out. Hands to your heart center. This time we're going to bend into the left knee. We're still sinking towards the front of our mat. We've switched sides. As you bend into your left knee, stay in your strength. Don't collapse. One more breath in this active range. And then lower your hands and help to assist yourself lower into this position, even if it's only a little bit. Long spine. Really extend your chest away from your hips. Feel this here. One more breath. Use the hands to help press your hips back to center. Feet parallel. Long spine. Breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Maybe walk the hands back. Just a breath or two. Hands back underneath the face, long spine, breath in. Walk the hands around to the front, pivot your feet, and step forward, feet together. Halfway lift, breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Bend into the knees, inhale, chair pose. Hips down, arms reach up, sinking in here. 2 more breaths, nice and strong. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, take a breath in. Go through your vinyasa, straight to downward dog if you'd like. We're going to keep flowing, but please feel free to take rest, hit pause, do what you need to. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, open up the hip, bend the knee. Inhale, straighten out the legs, square the hips. Exhale, big step forward. Back foot 45. Inhale, rise, warrior 1. Exhale, sink in. Inhale, float the front heel, hold here. Another breath in. Exhale, set the heel, open up, warrior 2. Flip your front palm. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, straighten your front leg. Pivot your toes. This time, toes out, bend your knees, and this time, bend your elbows. Pointer finger and thumb connect. Open up your chest. Sink in, goddess squat. Stay here or float the heels. Feel the strength in your legs. Settle in. One more breath. Sink in a little deeper. Drop the heels. Inhale, stand up, arms reach up. Then from here, back foot 90, front toes pivot forward, arms reach forward and back. Reaching forward, triangle pose. Right hand to your thigh, a shin, or to a block. Maybe even the floor. Open up your ribs and chest. Left hand high. Now we're getting a nice stretch, a little less intensity, taking away that bent knee variation. One more breath in. And exhale, bend into your front knee, hands down. This time, just pivot on the back foot, step back, take your vinyasa. Next side. When you're ready, inhale, left leg up. Open up the hip, bend the knee. Inhale, straighten the legs, square the hips. Exhale, big step forward, back foot 45. Inhale, rise, warrior 1. Settle in. Inhale, lift the front heel, hold here on an exhale. Set the front heel down. Next exhale, open up, warrior 2. Flip your front palm. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, straighten out the front leg, pivot the toes, toes out, bend your elbows, pointer finger and thumb touch. Open up the chest, bend the knees, sink in, goddess squat. Maybe lift up the heels. Maybe you sway side to side, sinking in. Feel the strength. One more breath. Drop the heels. Inhale, stand up, reach up. Back foot 90, front toes pivot forward, arms forward and back. Reaching forward, exhale, triangle pose. Left hand down, right hand high. Breath here. Really try to get your shoulders to stack, opening up the chest, opening up the ribs. One more breath in. Exhale, look down, bend your front knee as the hands come down. Step back, take your vinyasa. Let's take a quick child's pose. Sink the hips to the heels. Relax your spine, your arms, your head. Take a couple breaths. If you want to open up your mouth and let it go, release some of that excess heat and tension. We're going to go through one last flow. When you're ready, come forward, tabletop, tuck the toes, downward dog, and we'll begin. You can always rest this one out. Inhale, right leg up. Open up the hip, bend the knee. Inhale, straighten out the legs, square the hips. Exhale, take a big step forward, back foot 45. Inhale, rise, warrior one. Sink in. Inhale, lift the front heel. Exhale, drop it down, open up warrior two. Flip your front palm. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, straighten the front leg, pivot the toes, toes out, goddess squat. From goddess squat, drop your elbows onto your thighs or knees. And as you do, try to roll your arms to the insides of the legs and press the thighs open as you extend your chest forward. One more breath. Now inhale, stand up, reach up. Right toes forward, back foot 90, reach forward, triangle pose. Right hand down, left hand high. Take a breath in. And exhale, bend your front knee, hands down, step back, go through your vinyasa. Inhale, left leg up. Open up the hip, bend the knee on the exhale. Inhale, straighten out the legs, square the hips. Exhale, take a big step forward, back foot 45. Inhale, rise, warrior one. Settle in on your exhale. Lift the front heel up, breath in. Exhale, set the heel down, open up the hips, warrior two. Flip the front palm, inhale, reverse. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, straighten the front leg, pivot the toes, toes out. Bend the elbows and knees, goddess squat. Lower your elbows down onto the tops of your legs. Then roll your arms to the insides of the legs. Try to press them out. Lengthen your chest away from the hips. One more breath. Press to the legs. Inhale, stand up, reach up. Left toes forward, back foot 90. Reaching forward, triangle pose. Take a breath. Exhale, bend the front knee, hands down, pivot. This time, step back, vinyasa. And we'll finish off nice and strong. So from downward dog, step the feet together. Walk your hands to your feet. Come to the back of the mat. Bend into the knees, chair pose. Hips down, arms up. Take 5 to 10 deep breaths here. If you want to come out sooner, come out sooner. Drop into child's pose. Whenever you're done, folding forward, walking yourself out, dropping the knees, and just settle back and down into your child's pose. Relax, let go of that trapped heat and energy. And then just start to slow everything back down. Relax back into your breath. Relax back into your body. Few more here. If you want to rest longer, you're more than welcome to. Otherwise, we're going to slowly come up tabletop, maybe walk the knees in a little bit, and then stand up onto your knees. We're going to take some back bends, preparing for camel pose. Knees about hips width apart. Your feet can be flat, or you could tuck your toes, lifting your heels, or you can even take blocks to the insides of your feet to provide a little extra lift away from the ground. Hands around to your lower back, push the glutes down and slightly forward. Lift up through your focal point, lift up through your chest, your ribs, lift your front hip points, and then look back a little deeper. Continue to open up through your chest, your ribs, lower back. Take another breath. And then inhale, lift your spine up. You can sit back on your heels, or you can just drop forward, tabletop position. Your choice. Give yourself another breath or two. We're going to do that 2 more rounds. I will give option for reaching back for heels on this next one. So we'll take it nice and slow. Lift back up onto the knees. Tail reaches down. Hands support the low back. Lift your focal point. Lift your chest, lift your ribs, lift your hips. Start to follow the focal point back, opening up into equal parts. Breathe. Stay here. Or without twisting, maybe right hand reaches down for right heel. Keep your heart lifted. Left hand can either reach up and overhead, or you can reach it down for your left heel. 1 more breath. Hands to the back. Push the hips forward as you roll up, and then sit yourself back. Or drop forward into tabletop. Give yourself a couple breaths. Coming back up, last round. Tail reaches down, find a focal point, feel it lift. Open up your chest, ribs, hips. Keep opening, keep breathing, drawing into it even deeper. Stay here. Maybe left hand reaches for your heel. Try not to twist. Maybe right arm reaches up and overhead. Maybe reach it all the way down for your right heel. Imagine your chest stays lifted. We're not collapsing our weight down into our hands. 1 more breath. Hands to the back. Press the hips forward as you lift up, and then sit yourself back. And in fact, let's all come into tabletop position. Drop forward, and then just go ahead and take some cat-cows. Nice and gentle here with your spine. Move at your own pace, your own variations. Be gentle. Notice where it feels tight or sticky. And then when you're ready, make your way around into a comfortable seated position. We're going to grab a strap and come down onto the back. For our hip opener today, we're going to take reclined hand to big toe pose. So we're really going to stretch out all of that hard work that we just did. So let's bend both the knees, walk the feet in, and real quick, just hug the knees into your chest and feel that nice flexion in your spine. Really nice after that deep back bending. And then as you set the feet back down, lift your right foot up, and you're going to take your strap, loop it around the ball of your right foot, stretching the right leg up high. Okay, you can also do this without a strap if you can connect peace fingers and thumb around the big toe. The most important is that we can keep the leg nice and straight. The strap helps to add a little extension to the arms if you're having trouble with that. Now, as you extend as best as you can, work on pulling the leg in as much as you can. Your left knee can stay bent, or you can stretch the leg long out on the ground, which is going to add a little more length. Wherever you are, give yourself just a couple more breaths in this variation. Now take both ends of the strap into your right hand. Left hand helps to keep the left hip down. So I'm going to anchor it right on top. Now with that top leg nice and extended, I'm going to open it out to the right side. Maybe it only opens up a little bit. Maybe it opens up a lot. Keep the left hip on the ground. If it starts to curl up, you've gone too far. Once your right leg opens out to the side, if both legs are extended, I want you to activate both of them. Reach out through the heels. Now with the leg out to the side, imagine trying to angle your toes towards the ground, which is going to help create external rotation in your hip. 2 more breaths here. Leg lifts all the way back up to center. Now we're going to stretch the outer leg just slightly here. Grab the strap with your left hand, right arm to the side. Keep kicking up through the heel, pulling the leg in a little closer, and then maybe a couple inches, take the leg over to the left side. You shouldn't need very much. But if you want a little assist, take your right hand to that inner right hip crease and imagine trying to press the right hip forward as you pull the strap in and kick out through the heel. Whew, you feel that. 2 breaths. Then leg comes all the way back to center. We're going to bend the left knee if it's not already. Set the foot to the ground. And then as you bend your top leg, you're going to release the strap away from your foot and just cross your ankle over the top of the left thigh and feel the leg open up away from you. You can stay right here. If you want to take it deeper, hips stay on the ground. You can lift your left foot up, maybe weave your hands through to catch your left thigh or around the front of your left shin as you pull in. But remember, the hips stay down. They don't curl up. We don't want to put extra tension on our lower backs. Try to relax some tension from your face, from your shoulders, and just give yourself 3 more breaths here. Whatever variation you're in is perfect. And then slowly release, let the foot touch the ground. I'm going to pull my right knee back into my chest, stretch the left leg long. Now I'm going to take it into a twist. Hold the knee with the left hand, right arm to the side. Take a breath in. And then exhale, pull the knee over to the left and down while keeping your right shoulder blade grounded on the floor. If it lifts, once again, you've gone a little too far. Maybe let your head roll over to the right side. And give yourself a few breaths here. Each inhale, feel your body expand. And each exhale, going a little deeper into the twist. 2 more. Head comes back to center. Lift the knee back to center. And then stretch both of your legs long out in front of you. Shake out your legs. And just feel the differences between your sides. Lots of good hip opening there. Okay. No rush, but when you're ready, we're going to do the other side, bending both knees, walking the feet back in. And this time, lift your left foot up, take the strap around your left foot, around the ball of the foot, and re-extend now through your left leg, reaching it up towards the ceiling. Maybe use a strap or without is fine too, but kick up through the leg, extend it as much as you can, and then work on pulling it in closer towards you. Relax tension from your shoulders and from your face. Right knee can stay bent or extend the leg, reaching actively out through the heel. Breathing here, let's take about 4 slow breaths. And then take both strap ends into your left hand. Right hand on top of your right hip. Keep it nice and grounded as you open that top leg out to the left side. Right hip stays down. As the leg opens out to the side, doesn't matter how far it goes, just listen to your body. And then imagine trying to angle the toes towards the floor, feeling the rotation all the way up into your hip. Try to release into this position a little bit, 3 or 4 breaths. And then lifting the leg back to center. Keep it right above you. Switch hands. Right hand holds the strap ends now. Left arm can just fall to the side. Kick up through the heel. Pull the leg in a little bit closer. Now, once you've established that new edge, take the leg, bring it 2 or 3 inches over to the right. Move slow. And that way you can feel the intensity start to radiate down the entirety of the side of the leg. Stay here, or left hand to that inner left hip crease. Press the top of the thigh bone forward as you pull in with the strap and kick out through the heel. Whew. Few breaths. Now, as you release, bring the leg back to center. You're going to bend your right knee, set the foot flat on the ground. And then as you bend your extended top leg, you're going to release the strap from your foot and then cross the ankle over the top of the right thigh. Use your left hand to press the thigh open and away. This might be where you want to stay, and if so, stay here. Hips stay down on the ground the whole time. If you want more, right foot lifts up, hands reach through to catch around your right leg somewhere, and then pulling in towards the chest while rooting in through the back of your pelvis. Try to soften the muscles of your shoulders, soften the muscles across your face, and focus on slowing your breath rhythm down. Give yourself about 4 to 5 slow breaths. One more here. Now, as you exhale, release your right foot to the ground if it's lifted. You're going to pull your left knee into your chest and stretch your right leg long out in front of you. Grab the knee with your right hand, left arm falls to the side, and on your next exhale twist, pull the knee over to the right and down while keeping your left shoulder blade grounded. Head can roll over to the left side if that feels okay. And just a few grounding breaths here. Think about wringing out any last residual tension in the body. Head comes back to center. Lift the knee back to center. And then from here, let's stretch the legs out, shake them out again, and observe the differences between your sides before we get ready for full rest. Knees into your chest when you're ready. Hands wrap around the legs. Lift your head up towards your knees. Squeeze yourself in. And Shavasana, corpse pose, final rest. Stretch your legs out, bring them out a little wider than your mat. Stretch your arms out a little wider than your mat. Palms up, slightly tuck the shoulders, letting the heart roll open. If you want to bring blocks underneath the backs of the knees, that can be a great option here. Ultimately, just find comfort in your body. We're going to take a couple deep breaths together. Exhale, let everything out. Take a slow breath in from the bottom to the top. Expand in all directions. Holding at the top of the breath. And then open up the mouth and let it go. Last one, even slower on your breath in. Pick up all that tension, stress, discomfort, bring it to the top, hold it, squeeze it to the surface, and then open up your mouth and just let everything go. Lose control over your breath. Release control over your body. Let your mind empty out. Any of those attached thoughts just spill out. And for the next few minutes, allow yourself to fully receive and enjoy the stillness that you have created through movement so that you could drop in and settle more deeply into your depth, your calm. So just enjoy here. Slowly start to deepen your breath. Let little movements come back into your fingers and toes, your wrists, your ankles, swaying through your head. And then stretching full body. Reach the arms up and over, reaching from your arms, hands, and fingertips all the way down to your legs, feet, and toes. And then draw the knees to your chest, wrap them in with your arms, sway yourself side to side. And roll yourself to either side, fetal position. And then use your top hand to gently guide yourself up into any comfortable seat that you choose. Spine up, hands together at heart center, and just take a moment to come back to your place of intention. Thank your bodies for all that they just did for you. And thank you so much for allowing me to guide you. Open up your eyes whenever you're ready. I hope you enjoyed the practice, building some heat and some intensity, but also winding it down and feeling a good sense of release. I would love to hear your feedback in the comments, and I'm very much looking forward to practicing with you again soon. Thank you.